Karren Brady, 53, branded Boy George sanctimonious for declaring that if his unwell mum had died in hospital during the pandemic, he would have walked out of the show in indignation when former Health Secretary Matt Hancock had arrived in the jungle. In response, Karren asked how the Emma celebrity star could take the moral high ground over Matt, pointing to his 2009 spell in prison after admitting falsely imprisoning a male escort and handcuffing him to a wall. Matt Hancock, 44, had told the world he was looking for forgiveness for the behavior which prompted his resignation as health secretary in 2021, but at first, Boy George wasn't feeling forgiving. While Matt had infamously broken his own social distancing restrictions by cheating on his wife with an aide in the midst of lockdown, George was one of those separated from a relative who'd been hospitalized during the tough COVID era. At the beginning of the pandemic, my mum was in hospital. I wasn't allowed to see her. I thought she was going to die, had exclaimed from camp. I was tweeting Greenwich Hospital going, "Please look after my mum. I feel like I don't want to be sitting here like him having fun with Matt under those circumstances. It's difficult for me," he continued. "If my mum had died, I wouldn't be here now. I would have gone when he walked in." Karren said she was sympathetic about his mother's health issues, but remained unconvinced about whether he had the right to the moral high ground. "Matt has real questions to answer about his I'm a celeb appearance," she conceded in her Sun column. "But I think it's a bit rich to be so sanctimonious when you haven't exactly been the perfect role model yourself. I couldn't have been the only one to raise an eyebrow when Boy George took the moral high ground over Matt Hancock going into the TV jungle. Is he forgetting his spell in prison? George was sentenced to 15 months in prison over a 2007 attack that was described by a judge as callous and humiliating. He has always denied claims that he beat male escort Audun Carlson with a metal chain, and insisted his erratic behavior was the result of a drug-fueled psychotic episode. However, the court ruled that he was guilty of assault and false imprisonment. After his prison sentence, he is said to have maintained sobriety after seeking treatment. However, Audun recently spoke out to the Mirror after learning that the "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?" singer is reportedly the highest-paid celebrity ever to enter the jungle, taking home a £500,000 pay packet as a result. Arguing that the mammoth fee sent out the wrong message to survivors of violence, he blasted, "I still see the monster that he is every time I see him. It's hurtful that big organizations like ITV give him that platform." He claimed, "Had I been a woman and he did what he did, he would never have been given the platform." A spokesperson for George pointed out that he apologized publicly for his actions on Piers Morgan's Life Stories, adding, "George went to jail for 4 months willingly after openly confessing to false imprisonment during a psychotic break 15 years ago. Not only has he been a pillar of society ever since, but he also remains sober to this day. We are very proud of his rehabilitation. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here" continues at 9 p.m. on ITV.